मनसा वचसामगम्यम् वाचो विभान्ति निखिला यदनुग्रहेण यन्नेति नेति वचने निगमा अवोचु तं देवदेवम् अजमच्युतम् आहुरग्र्यम् degrees temperature 25 வச்சுக்கோங்க 30 இருக்கு. ஓகே. प्रातः मनसा भजामि. I seek with all my mind. With my mind I seek manasa. The mind, as it were, has two-fold aspects, two sides or two aspects of the mind. One is intellectual, that is the buddhi. The other is the emotional. These are just two terms, okay, two broad classifications. The emotional side, that is manaha, buddhi and manaha. Every human being has both. Every mind has both aspects. Buddhi, the intellectual side, the aspect, and manaha, the emotional aspect. Here, buddhi, for the intellect, has the capacity to know something as a fact, which is a fact. Like any fact, like scientific fact or arithmetic fact, mathematical fact, buddhi knows. And also, it has the capacity to reasoning, logic, analysis. These are all the functions of the buddhi, the intellect. Like the inference, the typical example, Parvataha Vanniman Dhumavatvad. The hill has fire. The distant hill during the daytime, one sees smoke in the daytime, and from seeing the smoke, by seeing the smoke, the person infers there is fire on the mountain, fire on the hill, fire on the mountain. Even though the fire is not visible during daytime, still the person is able to infer correctly the presence of fire, right? That is the inference, anumana, the inference. And like this, we infer a lot. This inference is also part of the intellect. This is the role of the intellect, to know facts, to infer, to reason, to analyze. All that, it's all the deduce, right? These are all the functions of the intellect. Whereas the emotion side, the manaha, sankalpa, vikalpaka, atmakam, manaha. In the Tattvabodha we see nishchayatmika buddhihi, sankalpa, vikalpa, atmakam, manaha. In the form of deliberation, thinking this way or the other way, right? Wanting it, wishing for that. All these are all the manaha, the emotional side of the mind. there logic etc. does not work. Logic, reasoning, analysis, nothing works there. And facts, it has its own facts. Its own fact, the intellect, the emotional side has. Reason does not strike a chord, does not connect in the emotional side of the person. As we see, when a person is very, very emotional, gets very emotional, then reason etc. does not work at that time. It does not work. Fact, even the person may not see certain fact also. Not that the person does not know, not that the person refuses to know, right? The person may know, but still the emotional function is overwhelming at that moment. Facts do not appear to the comprehension, it is not there. Even when told, it does not connect, the person is not able to connect. So these are basically the two broad aspects of the mind, emotional self and the intellectual self, the mind. Self here is mind. In making one's choices, it's better if both the sides, both aspects of the mind are together. Many a times we make choice, people make choices. There are some scales. How do we, based on what we make choices? Sometimes we make choices based on facts, right? On analysis, we find out this is a better choice, this is a proper choice, or these are all proper choices. This is within the scope of my dharma. These are the choices available, and among these choices, I prefer this choice, like we make choices. But sometimes we do not go by this parameter of what is good, what is proper. We do not make choices by this, based on this. But what we make choices based on our likes, what we like, our preferences, our likes, what makes me happy, what I think will make me happy, right? The pleasant, what is pleasant to do, what gives me pleasure, that sort of. What is pleasant? We go by what is pleasant, what is easy, what is pleasant. Here, what is pleasant need not be what is good, need not be. Sometimes they may be opposing. What is proper, what is good is one scale of choice, and whereas on the other hand, what is pleasant to do, what I like to do, that is another scale of choice. Here, sometimes the two scales do not meet, do not match. This may be something may be proper for me to do in a particular situation. This may be the proper thing, or these may be the proper things to do. These may be the proper choices for me to do. This, like. But I may choose to do something else, right? What does not essentially fall under what is proper, but rather falls under what is pleasant, what I like to do. In one of the Upanishads, Katha Upanishad, the teacher happens to be Yama, the Lord of Time. Kala Devata happens to be the teacher there, and one young fellow called Nachiketas happens to be the Shishya there, student there. There Yama, the teacher, the Guru says, there are twofold paths, as it were, whereby people go, by which people go. One is the path of good and the other is the path of pleasant. Shreyascha, preyascha. Shreyas and preyas. Shreyas means what leads to the higher good, the nobler, the higher good, the result, goal. Shreyas. On the other hand, the other is preyas, which is pleasant. Shreyascha, preyascha, ubhau, ubhe manushyam etaha. Both are available for a human being. The path of good and the path of pleasant. And then he says, a very thoughtful person and a person who is mature enough chooses the path of prayers. That leads to the higher goals, purushartha, the higher ends, the higher goals of purushartha. The person chooses shreyas. And whereas, on the other hand, another person may choose the path of prayers, what is pleasant to do, what is easy to do, what I like to do. But then prayers may not lead to what is the highest good. It may lead to some comfortable existence at best. Some comforts, some pleasures at best, that's all it will lead to. A person chooses the path of the pleasant, that is prayers, what is pleasurable, what is just easy to do, what I like to do, what is pleasurable like. That the person chooses out of pressure within. Prayaha mandad vrinite. There is a pressure within, inner pressure to go, to choose the path of the pleasurable. And then he continues to say, Yama, the teacher, continues to say, Hey Nachiketas, you are a wise person. You are an intelligent person. You have chosen the path of Shreyas. Yama offers him lot of goodies, lot of wealth and all that he offers, lot of power, lot of fame, etc., position, lot he offers. Just for the asking, you can choose anything, he tells Nachiketas. Nachiketas denies, refuses to take any of this. I don't want any of this. I want only what you know, by which you became a free person. You discovered the freedom. I want to know that. Right? And then Yama teaches him what is the Shreyas Marga, Shreyo Marga, the path of the good, highest good life. Now, people make choices not necessarily based on what is good, but many a time people do make choices based on what they like to do, what they want to do, what they like to do, what they think they will be happy with. By doing that, I will be happy. Being this way, doing this, I will be happy. This is what people choose. Now, the first choice pertains to the informed person. The second choice is purely just the emotional side of the person. The raga dvesha, the likes and dislikes, govern the choices, dictate the choices. Here, as long as the raga dvesha, that is the choice, the scale of likes and dislikes, as long as it is within one's swadharma, within the range of one's propriety of choices and actions, it's okay. It does not go against dharma, it is okay. But it is not always so. My likes and dislikes may impel me to choose something which is not within my dharma, by which I will not gain positively, by by which I may lose. So therefore, against dharma also, the pressure of raga dvesha within, the pressure of likes and dislikes within may impel a person to take to what is not dharma, one's dharma also. This is evident, this is mentioned in the Gita also. In the 3rd chapter, we are going to see that, in 3rd chapter, right? Going to see, no? There, Arjuna asked the question, Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Hey Krishna, why is it that sometimes a person does what is papa, what is unbecoming, what is not proper, what will give rise to suffering only in the end? Even though the person would not have made the choice, that person would not have chosen to do in a moment of stability, mental stability. Stability in the sense when the person is firm, sure about what is good, where the reason and the knowledge, they work. Reasoning, proper reasoning, and the knowledge of what is good, what is proper, that works. But when it does not work, anichannapi, the person would not have chosen otherwise, would not have chosen in a moment of sanity, stability. Baladiva niyojita, as if impelled by force, pushed by the neck, pushed by somebody, some force pushes this fellow as if by the neck, push the fellow into doing that, something which is not proper. Arjuna asked this question, why do people do? Why do some people do sometimes even something which is improper, as if by force, which they would not have wanted really to do? In the Mahabharata itself, we see the instance of Kauravas, the princess, no? They are cheating, they are taking undue advantage of exploiting, cheating the other cousin brothers, Pandavas. We see that. Arjuna asks the pertinent question here, why does a person choose like that? What makes the person choose improper ways, improper actions, improper decisions? Then Krishna answers, Kama yeshaha, Krodha yeshaha, Rajoguna samudbhavam. Kama, Krodha, that likes and dislikes, the pressures, when they are so strong within, when they manifest strongly, then the person chooses inappropriate things also. Inappropriate course of action the person does. And then what should I do? No? Bhagavan says, Tayoho vasham na agachet. May one deliberately resist the pressure of raga dvesha within. Do not fall prey. Do not succumb to the pressures of raga dvesha. Stand up. You stand up to the pressure of raga dvesha. Right? Tayoho vasham. Don't fall under their vasha, their sway. Just don't do something just because you want to do it. Also, it's very important to see that, is it proper to do it? It's also important to see. Right? I want to do it, therefore I do it. Before you decide, you want to do it, all right, but is it proper to do? That also you look at. Then, if it's proper, then you do it. Right? If it is within your dharma, then do it. If it is not within my dharma, then I better not do it. I choose not to do something which is not proper for me, for my purposes, for my level, for my stature. I don't do something which is proper. This takes a lot of strength, inner strength, to stand up to the pressures of raga dvesha within. It takes a lot of inner strength, lot of character, lot of maturity it needs. Only when that maturity of the character stands up, is strong enough, good enough, then only the person is able to stand up to resist the pressures of raga dvesha. Just don't decide by raga dveshas. Now, coming back to the topic, the emotional side of the man, the person, is full of raga dvesha. But whereas we can, if the choices made by the intellectual side, the buddhi, and the choices preferred by the manas, if they are contradictory, they are conflicting, then I need to see where is the issue, where is the problem, and I need to resolve this. And it's always better for me to go by what is proper, what is good, always good. I don't lose anything by anything, not materially, but then anything within. As a result, the doer of a certain action, certain course of action, I don't lose anything within, to my integrity, to my personality, to my character, to my maturity. I don't lose anything. I may lose monetarily by doing what is proper. It is possible. I may lose something. Some money I may lose. Some position I may lose. Not that I will lose, I may lose. Some money I may lose. Some power I may lose. Position I may lose. By taking to what is proper. But I don't lose my character. Right? I don't lose my integrity, my maturity. I don't lose by doing what is proper. Things come and go. Money comes and goes. We all know that money is not the ultimate purpose of life. Money is at best a tool, a means to discover, to satisfy the needs, and then also some satisfaction, the emotional satisfaction. Money serves, not more than that. So, these things come and go. Money comes and goes. Positions come and go. But I don't have to sell myself, lose my character at the altar of money or power. By choosing what is precious, what my emotional mind, my precious within say, just by doing that, I don't sacrifice myself, my character, my own level, my own stature at the altar of the raga dvesha. Therefore, as a mature person, as a person who grows, who wants to grow, who has higher goals, higher ambitions, higher goals in life, I need to take to the mind together. It is not that I reject my mind. It is not possible to be blind to my mind, to the emotional side. It is not possible. Right? Otherwise, if it's not possible. Also, I cannot be blind to my emotional side totally. Then always there will be something, some pressure build-up will be there. I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I am not doing it, I am not able to do it. The conscience in me, right? The conscience of propriety, good and all that prevents me from doing that, and therefore I am not doing that, I am not tasted that, I have not gotten that. That sort of pressure build-up will be there. Inner pressure will be there. And it is not going to be healthy also. And therefore, we don't push aside, don't ignore, we don't push aside the emotional side of the person, but we say that integrate the two, both. Integrate the emotional side and the intelligent side, the buddhi and manaha to be together. This togetherness, right, is called yoga. One of the meanings of yoga. Very relevant meaning. My mind is together. The emotional side in me and the intellectual side in me are together. They work in tandem. Like two friends who understand each other very well. And they do what is good for both. Right? What is good for friend A, the person will do, B will do. What is good for B, the person A also will do. Their choices will not be in conflict. So the power available within me, in my mind, is always harnessed fully, correctly. Right? Like two horses pulling in tandem a cart. So to my mind and my buddhi should work in tandem, be together. The union, the conjoining, togetherness of my mind and buddhi. This is a very big task for everyone. A very big task, very big achievement. Togetherness. I am not divided within. This is very, very important. If my mind and my buddhi are together, then I am whole within. I am full within. And I am strong within. Strong enough to conduct myself with dignity, with propriety, make proper choices. At the same time, express the higher side of me. I can be loving, I can be compassionate, I can be understanding, I can be adjusting, I can make wise adjustments, proper adjustments I can. In life, we have to make a lot of adjustments. Adjustments to the place, to facts, to events, and to limitations. One's own limitations and others' limitations. We need to adjust. Not compromise necessarily. Compromise is, I also change that way. Not necessarily. Retaining my character, I can accept a thing as it is. It's not that I accept something wrong as wrong. It's not that I accept something wrong as right. That is not that. It is there. Something is not correct, something is not okay, not the best, but still it is there. That is acceptance. Therefore, I will be able to accept better, without a grudge within, without improbable expectations from others. I will be together, and also all my choices will be, I will be peaceful within. I will choose what is proper. I will choose what will yield welcome results now and later. In the Bhagavad Gita, later on, the Gunatraya Vibhaga and all that, the threefold quality, threefold gunas, Sattvam, Rajas and Tamas. That there, Bhagavan says, Sattvam, Sattvika. What is Sattva? That Arambe Visham Iva Pariname Amrita Upamam. To begin with, to start, what is good may look unpleasant. Definitely that's how it will. Because the mind, when it is in the sway of Ragadvesha, it's going to find it difficult. It is going to find it hard to take what is good. Therefore, a sense of reluctance, some resistance within will be there. Something good is said, something good is offered. If I am under the pressure of Ragadvesha, when Ragadvesha is on the rise, on the higher side, it's powerful, then I am not going to like what is good. That happens. Arambe Visham Iva, like even it's a poison. So strong a resistance may be there within. But then what happens? I restrain myself. I prefer to do what is good. Even though I don't like it, I still prefer to do. Then what happens? I become familiar with something good. The resistance partly may be due to unfamiliarity. I am not familiar with something that is good, therefore there is a resistance that is also there. But as I become more and more familiar, then I start seeing the result of it, the welcome result of what is good. And then pariname, in due course, amrita upamam. I see that it is like amrita, the nectar. Right? It's a life giver, it's a nourisher. That's the most meaningful thing I discover. This is sattvika. Sattva is more like that. And whereas rajas, he says, arambe amrita upamam. To begin with, it's very pleasant, it tastes like amrita. So happy doing it. That's why they have the happy hour, no? Happy hour. Happy hour means drinking time, booze time. So, happy hour. 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, something, happy hour. Why it also? Because they feel so happy doing it at that hour, they feel so happy doing it. Arambe amrita upamam. So it seems so pleasant, so pleasurable it looks in the beginning. But then pariname visham. It turns out to be a harmful thing in the end. Arambe amrita upamam pariname visham. That is rajasam. And whereas tamasam is, the beginning also it is hard, suffering, end also is suffering. That is tamasa. But one stays there. Therefore, here I need to choose what is proper. If I am intelligent enough, if I am mature enough, or if I want to grow, if I want higher ends, I need to choose, go by what is proper. And for that, I need integration within. I need to be whole within. Therefore, the togetherness, this is a yoga. All our sadhanas help us grow into a wholesome person. The mind and the buddhi together. Then it's like the painter's brush, no? The painter's painting brush, when the bristles are well ordered, proper, then the painter can draw the lines properly. If the bristles of the brush is not well ordered, no, it's like all in different directions, the brush. And then with that, such a brush which is not organized, with that brush, the painter cannot draw a beautiful painting. Very meaningful strokes the person cannot make. Wants to draw the eyes, right? The person wants to draw the eyes. With the brush, which is, hair is like this, all directions, hair is there, the bristles are there. With that, the person cannot draw an eye, a beautiful eye cannot draw. So too, the togetherness of all my energy within, all the Shakti within of the mind, it needs to be focused. This is called focus. Within it's easy for me to concentrate. Why one is not able to concentrate? Because the mind is elsewhere. Right? There is this familiar story of the school, right? This fellow, some mathematics class is going on, arithmetic class is going on. And then the teacher is teaching arithmetic lessons. And then this fellow got bored, okay? Did not connect with that teaching, got bored. He started looking here, looking there, looking up there, looking down. And then there was this roof made of this thatched roof. Coconut leaf, the thatched roof is there. And then this fellow suddenly saw, and then there was a rat running through the roof. The top pole, it was running across. And then there was a hole, it made a hole in the roof, right in the thatched roof. And then it was entered, and then the rat tail was hanging, dangling. And then the teacher was completing the lesson, and then he asked, "Hey, did it enter? Did it enter?" The meaning was this: did what you learned Did you learn it completely? Did it enter your mind? This was the question. And this teacher happened to ask this fellow, did it enter? That fellow was not attentive. That fellow was looking at the rat. What was the rat doing? And then he said, everything, the body entered, but the tail is hanging, sir. வால் விட்டு நுழையலன்னா நுழைஞ்சதா? Did it enter? நுழைஞ்சதா? Did it enter? வால் மட்டும் நுழையல சார். The tail did not enter, sir. Anyatra manaha abhuvam. I was elsewhere. My mind was elsewhere. When something is very important, right? Moment of importance is there. When you need to choose something very, very important, at that decision, that moment, critical moment, I should be available as a whole person to make proper choices. You see the photograph of Swami here, down below. Swami Taranji Maharaj was in Rishikesh and in Haridwar later. He told us this story. One fellow got caught in a big fortress, inside the fortress. And the fellow happened to be blindfolded. Hands tied and then blindfolded. The fellow could not remove the blindfold, And then the fellow wanted to come out of that fortress. And then he did not know, because blindfolded, it's a story, okay? But the moral, the message is important. And this fellow could not untie the blindfold, but he wanted to get out. So you do not know where is the exit, where is the way out. Then somebody happened to be there, and then this man asked that person, "Yeah, I want to get out. How do I get out?" That fellow was busy, and then he just told, you feel the wall with your hands, and then keep on feeling, okay? And then you know, and the exit, there won't be any wall there. You just get out. The wall is there, and then when there is no wall, that is the exit, you can get out. Simple, very easy. And this fellow kept on doing it, came on feeling, and then came, felt, and then he came. And then at one moment, he kept on walking. It's a long walk, he had to get out. One moment, there was some intense itching. The back and the head were very intense, very strong itch. This fellow was resisting for some time, but at one moment it was unbearably strong feeling to itch, to scratch. Okay. Then, anyhow, I've been walking for some time, and then it started itching. And then at the same time, the fellow kept on walking also. At the right moment, at the unfortunately right moment, when he just happened to cross the exit, this fellow started scratching, and then crossed the exit, and then continued to search for the exit. गलत समय पे खुजली हो गया. Hindi, Swamiji told us in Hindi, in the wrong time, the itch happened, unbearably itch happened, scratching. Wrong, galat samay pe, wrong time, khujli, itching. Some emotional khujli happens. Khujli is the itchy. Some emotional khujli happens, you make wrong choices. Right? It happens to us. It happens in our lives. Moment of wrong, very, very, very important moment. Some emotional khujli within, we make wrong choices, or we miss some important thing. It happens. Right? A very nice story. Apni buddhi mein, in our mind, that khujli should not happen at the wrong time. Right time khujli is okay. Okay means within dharma, okay. But wrong time khujli should not happen. So, that means I need to be together. When I am together, I can be attentive. I can concentrate. Concentration comes when my mind is at it. Right? Not justly I tell myself, like our New Year resolve, New Year vows. December 31st, 2012. Today is the last bottle. Okay? Tomorrow onwards, no bottle. January 1, 2013, no bottles. New Year vows. And this fellow has been doing it for 10 years now. Every New Year, the fellow keeps making New Year vows. Does not do it. Why? Because the fellow was not together. Right? Did not consult the emotional side, emotional self. The emotional self was not available for the decision. Did not go along with the decision. When I make some decision, I need to be together within. If I am not, then I will not follow the decision. I will make a vow, next day I will throw it to the winds. This happens. Therefore, concentration comes when I am together within. That means I need to nurture the mind, my mind, manaha, help it grow, help it mature, guide it. This is a responsibility one owes towards oneself. I mentioned yesterday, we owe a lot of things to people, to the world, and we owe something to ourselves. What we owe to ourselves is one important thing. I need to grow. I need to help myself grow, mature, to be together within as a whole person. Then we say, all I do will be with my whole heart. I will be able to do that. It won't be a part, right? I won't piecemeal it only. When I do something, I will do it with my whole heart. Then I will be together at it. There will be focus. There will be concentration. People talk about concentration practices. No? This is very important. To be together within is very important. Only when I am together within, I will be able to achieve higher things. The fullest effort I will put in because I am together, and the fullest result I will get. Therefore here, manasa aham bhajami, with my whole heart I seek. As a whole person I seek. Because I have done enough sadhana and I have grown, I have integrated myself within, and I know the value of what I am doing, and I meets with my purushartha, and therefore I bhajami, I seek with my whole heart. Manasa bhajami. Okay, this is about the whole heart, whole person behind seeking. That half-hearted seeking does not work here. One may practice, but then ultimately at some point of time or other, my seeking has to be wholesome, wholehearted it has to be. Okay. Manasa bhajami, I learn this wholeheartedness, right? With that, trying to be wholehearted, I practice, I develop myself to wholeheartedly, and then I bhajami, I seek. This is one aspect of this manasa bhajami. Okay. Now, coming to the other aspect of other side of this manasa bhajami. What do I seek here? It is not an object. It is not a limited object like a house, like money, like some fame. That are limited objects, limited entities I seek. I am seeking the truth of everything, or I am seeking everything. Everything means that which is everything, that which manifests as everything. I am seeking that. I am seeking the whole. I am seeking Brahman. I am seeking moksha. Is it available for, can I see Brahman or Atma with my eyes? Do I see Atma? I don't see Atma. No, I see your Atma. I don't see my Atma, but I look at you. When I see you, I see your Atma. That is not correct. I don't see your Atma, I see your body, that's all. Your Sharira, I see. Your mind, I may see to some extent, I may see your mind. I may understand you, your feelings, your emotions, your choices. I may understand to some extent, I may understand. But I don't see the Atma. Nor I hear, nor I touch, smell, etc. This do not work. These are not the means to know Atma. Alright, that is a pratyaksha. That the perception, the pramana, is not the means to see Atma, to know Atma. Eyes and ears are meant to know something else. Eyes are meant to know the color and form. Ears are meant to know the sounds. My tongue, sense of taste, is meant to know the variety of taste. They have their own scope. Their scope is different. I cannot apply. Out of scope, I cannot apply. Okay. Tools, like tools, no? We have tools. In a tool kit, we have tools. We take the proper tool to do a job. Easy does it. Otherwise, I don't do. I can't. Suppose there is a screw, okay? A screw I need to put inside some metal, some wood. Okay? I don't have a screwdriver. I have only a hammer. Something improper tool. What I will, if hammer is my only tool that I have, I will try. Everything will be a nail. Everything will become a nail, like a nail, because all I have is hammer. Hammer is the only tool, then everything becomes a nail. Ellam potu adi. Bang, 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 bang. You clean the table now. Bang, 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 bang. Because that's the only tool I have. For cleaning the table, some other tool, some other kit is necessary. But I have only hammer. So clean, hammer, bang, 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 bang. Repair the clock now. Bang, 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 no, that's all. So, the correct choice of instrument is very important. If I choose the wrong instrument, one thing I will not be able to do, I will not be able to properly use. Therefore, here, eyes and ears are not the tools, are not the means to know Atma. Then, is my intellect good enough? Can I just guess Atma? Can I just discover Atma with my thinking, rationale, etc.? Rational thinking? Can I just discover Atma, stumble upon Atma? No, it's not an object. It is not an object to be discovered upon, to be stumbled upon by any meditation, right? Any amount of rationalizing, thinking, feeling, etc. It is not the means. What is the means then? An informed mind which is together. A mind together which is informed. Informed. What is information? Where does the information come from? The information, the truth, the teaching comes from the Shastra, the Shruti. Shruti alone gives this teaching. What the Upanishad tells me that Tvam Tattasi, Tattvam Asi, Aham Brahmasmi is the teaching, Tattvam Asi is the teaching. That is the Upanishad, that is given to me. If I do not have the teaching, then I cannot understand it, one thing. And that is not, even if I have the teaching, if I am not together, if I don't have maturity enough, the preparedness if I do not have, then it does not work. The teaching does not work. The teaching works in me only when I am ready, only when I am prepared. That's why the adhikaritvam, the preparedness, the maturity is very, very important. Without maturity, I don't understand anything about the spiritual in Adhyatma. I don't understand anything. Everything remains like a flotsam, like in the sea, in the ocean, there are things floating. waste, scrap, something floating. Does not mingle with become part of the sea. Just the emotional, that the information flotsam will be there. I will have information, but I will never integrate as part of me. When I am not prepared, when I am not matured, when I am not ready for it, it will just remain as an information only. This is what people say, book knowledge is not won't work and all that. So you need to feel, you need to experience, they say. People say. Why it remains a book knowledge only for me? Why do I not know that? Why I am not understanding it? Why I am not assimilated it? Because I don't have maturity enough now. It's not that I will never have maturity, but then right now it is not adequate, it is not enough. If it is so, then I will not comprehend it. Right? I will not own. Therefore, the maturity, the preparedness is very, very important. This is something which we owe ourselves. Some duty towards ourselves. To grow, to mature is a duty, our bounden duty towards ourselves. Only then I will be able to understand. Therefore, manasa here means by a mind which is ready, and a mind which has that teaching. By that mind alone, it can be understood. Manasa eva idam drashtavyam aptavyam. Kathopanishad says, Manasa eva idam aptavyam. By mind alone, this can be gotten. Mind means the person, that person who is ready and who has this teaching. By that person alone, manasa bhajami. Now, one question comes. You say teaching. Teaching is words. Okay? Words. Upanishad is only words, and the teaching is only words. And then, can words describe Atma? Words can describe an object only in terms of, in certain ways only words can do. Words can describe objects. They can describe. Suppose I say table. The word table describes the object in front of me, like having 4 legs and then a flat top, etc. Used for keeping books and my things, and then to write and read and work. The table is useful. The word table covers the object. And also the idea about the object, it covers. When I say bring the table, buy me a table, make a table, when I say clean the table, when I use the word table, I am able to convey that what is implied by the table. The word table is able to cover, they express the idea what is meant by table. So we use words to describe objects, to mention, to refer to objects. They refer to objects in these 4-fold ways. belonging number one, as belonging to some type, some species, some group. This is called jati. When I say tree, it covers a type of objects having certain common characteristics. When I say tree, we understand something which has a trunk and leaves and grows and then gives fruit and flowers, etc. We know tree. The word tree refers to a species. It conveys the idea of a species. Jati, it's called jati. When I say man, table, these are all generic names referring to a type, a species, a group, fish, bird, right? Planet, atom, thought, feeling, emotion, experience. All these are all jati, vachaka, refer to certain types. Idea, notion, knowledge, perception, all these, these are all jati, vachaka, referring to a type of, belong to some certain type. When I say this is my feeling, this is my thinking, when I say thinking, feeling, you understand what I mean, what I say, right? Because it refers to that jati, some type, some species, some group. And then another word, the word can describe some attribute, some characteristic of the object. When I say the flower is blue, the word blue gives the color, a characteristic, an attribute of an object. Big vessel, a big book, a small book, a beautiful flower, right? A very thrilling victory. All these, like the thrilling, they describe the characteristic, the nature of the object. Words describing the nature, the characteristic of an entity. So words can describe some guna. This is called guna. First was jati, second is guna, some characteristic, some attribute. And thirdly, kriya. Kriya is the role, activity, the function. When I say, what are you? What is your occupation? What are you? Then I say, I am a teacher. I am a clerk. I am an officer. I am a pilot. When I say I am a pilot, the pilot describes my activity, what I am doing. When I say pen, right? When I say watch, when I say wristwatch, it refers to some function it does, showing time, right? It's called kriya. So jati, guna and kriya. This is the third aspect. A word can be used to describe some kriya. Who is this person? So and so. He is a cook. When I say vachakaha ayam, so and so is the cook, is the chef. The chef, cook, describes the activity, the role, the function of that person, of that entity. So kriya is the third aspect it can say. And fourthly, sambandha, connection, relation. Who is he? He is my brother. Who is she? She is my sister. The word brother and sister denote some connection, some sambandha they denote. This is the top, this is the bottom, this is the inside, this is the middle. When I say, is my left hand. So the left hand, that is the connection to my body. The word describes a connection, relation to the whole, the entity. So this is sambandha. So words can describe something which has jati, guna, kriya or sambandha, and or sambandha. The word can describe any one or more of these characteristics only. An entity which has jati, guna, kriya and or sambandha. Okay? Blue is a word, describes the color of an object. Blue shirt, blue flower. The blue describes the color of an object, guna. So, that alone it can do. The word blue can describe the color only, guna only. A tall building, a guna, a characters of the building only it can describe. A building, the word building describes the type of the object. So jati, guna, kriya, sambandha, these alone can word describe. Any word in any language can describe only this. This does not limit to only external objects. It refers to, as I said, idea, notion, feeling. These are also types only, objects, entities, objects, but which are sukshma, not gross, but they are sukshma. Words can describe. I am very loving, so and so is very loving person, kind person. That kind, loving describes that nature, the character. It is not the kindness, is not something which is thula. It is not a gross object, but it is a sukshma entity. That also a word can describe. Words can describe an object which has jati, guna, kriya, sambandha only. What about Atma? When I want to know Atma, when the Upanishad teaches me Atma, what is Atma? Satchidananda, Satchidananda Swarupaha Atma. What is Brahman? Atma is Brahman. What is Atma? Brahma is Atma. Tattvamasi. Aham Brahmasmi means what? Atma is Brahman. I am Atma, Brahma. This Atma is Brahman. Now the word Atma, Brahman are used by the Upanishad to teach, and does the word convey jati, guna, kriya or sambandha? The answer is no. If so, when it is so, how can the word convey? This is a question. When Atma doesn't have any jati, guna, kriya or sambandha, how can word describe? How can a word convey, right, the idea, truth about Brahman? This is a question. This is the objection. How can words describe? And therefore only they say, they conclude, some people conclude, therefore you don't have to study any book, because book means words, teaching means word, so therefore you don't have to listen to any teaching. You look within, discover yourself, close your eyes and then discover yourself. Closing eyes is helpful, all right, but then just by closing ourselves, looking within, look within. Don't read books, don't listen to teaching, don't take the teaching, just look within. Because words, teaching means words mean jati, guna, kriya, sambandha only. Atma does not have any of this. Therefore, what is the use of reading? What is the use of listening? This is the objection. Okay? So we will stop here, we will continue. We will see the answer. We will continue. Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.